All right, call law, YAHAWAH, Simeon. First and foremost, salutation to all the true and sincere Acumen elders throughout the four corners. Much love and respect to the true and sincere brothers and sisters in this truth and this knowledge. That says Shalom. It's Rayabya. And I want to just touch on a brief topic real quick because I'm going to do a video on this very man that's spoken of in this video, General Hannibal Barca of Carthage. All right. Okay, I'm going to do a video on him, but I want to just prove that this man was a Hebrew Israelite, and I'm going to reference a very invaluable source, one that brothers and sisters should be familiar of, okay? From Babylon to Timbuktu, by Rudolph Windsor, a brother from Temple who did his research over there in the so-called Middle East. That's what the heathens call it, the Middle East, but we know as the Fertile Crescent, okay? And, you know, he did his research, and you know, there's a lot of meat off this bone in this book. There's not really bones in here. Not many bones in here. There's a lot of good information. You know, and there's one of our own brothers, that one of our own scholars that did his research over there. But just wanted, before I, go in, just, the point of me doing this video, obviously to give information that this man, Hannibal, was in fact a Hebrew Israelite, but also, too, there is a particular Israelite group that says this man was a Hamite. They're reciting the fact that he was in Carthage in North Africa, and the fact that this man, they're just citing the fact, and they're using data information to say, oh, he was a Hamite, he wasn't an Israelite, he was a dumb Hamite. Which I know he wasn't dumb, but whatever. But that's the just to give information. This man was a Hebrew Israelite. Now let me go ahead and turn to page. This is page 107. Give you a reference point. All right, the city and language of Hannibal. Now if you know anything about Hannibal, his empire, that empire was Carthage, and it was up in North Africa. Okay. The ruins of Carthage, archaeologists have found about 4,000 inscriptions in the city 4,000 inscriptions in the ancient language of Canaan. Nahum Slouch says the inscriptions date from the time of Nehemiah, of Simon the Just, of Hannibal, and of Hasdrubal, says Slouch. And most valuable of all, we have found again the ancient language and writing of Canaan, the rich idiomatic speech of a city which once counted 700,000 inhabitants. And we Hebrew writers, we who write and feel in our Hebrew tongue, have recognized at once that this recalled Phoenician language is nothing more nor less than Hebrew, a pure Hebrew dialect, nearly the same as was spoken in the country of Israel. So these inscriptions they found, right, dating all the way back to that time period, in Carthage, that the language that was spoken of over there was Hebrew. Okay, a pure Hebrew dialect. Just want to put that out before I go on. Now, the next chapter, or the next paragraph. The population of Carthage was derived from Palestine, okay? And its civilization was Hebraic in origin. See, yeah, his civilization was Hebraic in origin, and a lot of the Carthaginians were derived from Palestine, okay? I'm going to get into that in a second. Slouch is certain, after much research, that the language Hannibal spoke and in which he directed his troops was Hebrew. So it's telling you right here that this man not only spoke Hebrew, but he directed his troops during the Second Punic War. Okay, during that Second Punic War against the Romans, right? He directed his troops in Hebrew, okay? And his population was derived from Palestine. Now, which involved Israelites as well as Canaanites, or or Hamites, I should say. Okay, so and really, when you go into it, man, with Israelites, we've always had the Hamites along with us, man. They've always been like that one nation, that one particular group of people that's always been around us and amongst us all the time, throughout all the generations. Now let me continue on. There is evidence that the Carthaginians, now dig this, there is evidence that the Carthaginians possessed a high priesthood, and their ceremonies and sacrifices were similar to the rituals found in the book of Leviticus. Now, like I said, of course, you got some Hamites, that might be amongst us, okay? But at the same time, what the hell does a Hamite have to do with a high priesthood and ceremonies and sacrifices that deal with the book, rituals that deal with the book of Leviticus, man? What do Hamites have to do with our customs? You have to ask that question, okay? Continue on. According to some inscriptions, the Hebrew tribes of Asher and Zebulon were in Carthage from the foundation of the city. At the ruins of Carthage were excavated many inscriptions containing many Hebrew names such as Joab and Joash and Joel. Well, right there, that's confirmation, okay? It says the Hebrew tribes of Asher and Zebulon were in Carthage, right? From the foundation of the city. At the ruins of Carthage was excavated many inscriptions containing many Hebrew names, such as Joab and Joash and Joel. So right there, that proves, okay, this man spoke Hebrew. He had many different people from Palestine, right? Or Philistine or Palestine, okay? And the tribes of Asher and Zebulon were amongst Carthage, man. Which also proves that, in its foundational stages and during the time of its ruins. And that also proves that, obviously there were parts of the northern kingdom that was still scattered before even the ones that left the Assyrian captivity. There still was some that ended up, that was dispersed among the other nations, man. Okay. Those were the scattered Israelites. That just also proves that, Asher and Zebulon, two different tribes of the northern kingdom that were scattered, that were scattered amongst, other parts of the land. You know what I'm saying? So not all of the northern kingdom went all the way over to the Americas. So that's also proven that point. But primarily, dealing with the Levitical priesthood, the language being Hebrew, and Hebrew names, being in here or being in Carthage. And plus the fact that this man stood up to the Roman Empire as boldly as he did. He brought Rome to his knees during the time of I think 200 something BC, all the way to the late 200 something BC. I'd have to go back and look at the dates, but yeah, no Hamite gave the Roman Empire any trouble. Okay, this man was a Hebrew, and most likely he was from the tribe of Judah, because his father called him and his sons the lion's brood and made him took a blood oath to be an enemy to Rome. And we all know the lion is symbolic of the tribe of Judah. So him and his father Hamilcar and his brothers were Hebrew Israelites, most likely from the tribe of Judah. Okay. Now, and this is just proving the point. You know what I'm saying? You can go buy this book and read out of the same page that I just read for yourself, man. You know what I'm saying? I just wanted to go in depth on it, just real quick, real briefly. Like I said, I'm gonna do a video on it sooner or later. With that said, I want to give all praises unto YAHAWAH, Ba'ashem, YAHAWASH. Say salutation to all the true and sincere occupant and elders, brothers and sisters throughout the four corners, and much love, man. That said, shalom.